This was made our first
That's
day.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was me and Uncle Frank.
We're
Mr. Dick,
running now,
dog.
and this just be real informal and all, but let me start with just saying thank you all for coming and appreciate you being here, and I want to tell the folks who you are, and what we're here for is to try and get some information about one of the first bands in our area to ever record old-time music back in the 1920s, 27, I think you said.
I think it's 28,
28.
actually, yeah.
The Weems family from here, we're here on the banks of the Tennessee River, and right here in, around close to the Mousetail Landing where they grew up, isn't that correct?
Yeah, we can ride down there. In fact, I called a park manager a couple of days ago, and he said he'd be glad to unlock the gate down there.
All right.
But he said the road's awful rough from the gate on down. I promised to carry you down there 7 or 8 years ago and never have. The old home place, but we can drive to where Uncle Jess' old place is.
Well, now tell us, before we get too far into this, tell us who you are and your relation to the
Well, I'm
Weems
Ray
family.
Henson, and Mr. Dick Williams married my mother when I was 8 years old in January, and we moved to Lick Creek in 1941, and on the Kent Sparks farm, and that's where I grew up, down there. And of course, if you was a Wings or around them, you're going to learn to play something,
Yeah.
or you left home.
And that was one of my questions: is how did they get started playing this music and all? Because some of the records and things that I've read, one of the things that made them really outstanding was that they were. Some of the publications say they played like they were almost classically trained.
Yeah, but they taught yourself down there on the riverbank at Mousetail.
Yeah, but you see, most people, and I know our group, like playing the fiddle. Most old-time fiddlers just played in that first position. They never
Right.
went up the neck.
Second, third
But
position.
now they played all up
Only-
and down the neck.
Yeah, only trained orchestras, in places
Oh.
like that did that. And nobody had a bowed cello in the band either.
That's true. Yeah,
Played rhythm and bass.
that's one I wanted to ask you
Yeah,
about too. the
Uncle Jeff,
cello.
he was the celloist there.
Did he play with the bow? or
Yeah,
with his
oh yeah,
fingers?
you're picturing playing with the bow.
Oh, get that smart.
Yeah. See, he's playing it on that picture you got there in New York.
Yeah,
Now that picture
Yeah.
was made almost right here in the spot where we sit.
really. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
July the 4th, 1930. It's the grand opening of the Alvin C. York Bridge out here.
Yeah, I've
And,
heard about that.
yeah.
I'll be doggone.
And the two boys, this is the original picture. It's in the New Yorker.
Okay, now.
Except
all right.
they left off these two boys here when
Now tell
Art
me who.
Drum
Tell
published it.
us. Can you point out who each one of these are?
Yeah.
Maybe Sarge, we can.
All right, that's Jack Weems,
Jack.
and that's Mr. Dick, my
Okay.
stepfather.
There was two fiddlers, right?
That's Uncle Frank. He was
Okay.
played second. This is Al Cunder, their nephew. This is Uncle Jess Weems, and this is Dean Weems, Mr. Dick's oldest son, and that was Uncle Jess's oldest son.
I'm a dog.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, it's
And
the
I have
same
written, I've
one.
written
Yeah.
on the back of there. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
But,
that is great.
Everybody that anybody was here that day.
Yeah.
The governor, and there's all day, even at an airplane down here, lighting down here and taking people for a ride in it,
Oh, no.
charge them $1 each one of them. And they drank out here this spring out here where Marie lives, they drank it dry that day. There's so many people here. But you got to remember one thing, that was the driest year on record too, 1930.
Yeah.
So the spring might have been a little low to start with.
Been a little.
But
yeah.
it actually happened in that night then, of course, they had a platform here built and they had a big dance here that night. Of course, the Wings boys played for that.
Yeah. That was another thing I was going to ask you. Did they? I know a lot of the old time string bands, and especially anybody that was a fiddler, played for dances. Did they have lots of dances around?
Oh yeah,
this
every
area?
Friday, Saturday night. I mean, a lot of people had them at their house,
Yeah.
schoolhouses, and of course we played at schoolhouses back, you know, when I was young.
I've heard stories about
Yeah.
the house
Every Friday
dances
night
where
there was
people
a
would-
dance either Polk or Pine View or Cedar Creek or somewhere, you know,
Yeah.
back then.
Did they push the furniture around? And
Oh
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
they
stuff?
cleaned the room out. Just any size doll, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But then in schoolhouses, you might have, you know, 20 couples out there, 15 or 20 on the floor dancing, you know, square dancing,
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah, that was a big thing when, well, me and her was dating, you know.
Yeah.
We went every weekend. Every,
Every
weekend to a
weekend.
dance.
Do
I
you
love-
remember the band?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He was still living. Mr.
Yeah.
Williams was still living when we married. No,
We-
Frank was too.
About 1957 was about the winding up, you know, of playing out in public, you know,
Yeah.
But they still played around
at
home.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Well, that CD that you got, it was 1957. We was up here at Mr. Dick
Oh, okay.
when we recorded that. See, Ben, him and Junior, as Uncle Jesse's youngest son, Jesse Jr., he lived in Texas. And Ben Howard, of course, Uncle Frank's grandson, they were real close. And instead of them calling each other, they had each one of them had a real tape recorder.
Yeah.
And they'd make each other tapes, you know, and send each other back and forth. So he got us up there that night to record that, and that was in '57, and that was, like I say, you know, about the beginning of the end when we quit playing,
Yeah.
you know, much out in the public. We didn't, we still play around home, but not, you know.
Tell me about one of the things I really want to know about is what you know about this recording trip to Memphis.
All right, they met right over here at this big white house right out here, old Harrod House, and they went to Memphis. They thought that, you know, they'd just go down there and make that record, and get paid and come home. And it was in December, it was close to Christmas. And they all went in one car, had to tie the instrument part of them on the outside down there. And they got down there, and they wouldn't let them record it. They told them they didn't want no instrumentals, they wanted some singing.
Yeah.
Jimmy Rogers had recorded one about 6 months earlier, or a little more, and the Carter family, and they were selling pretty good, you know, had singing on it.
Yeah.
And they wanted some lyrics and some singing. And they stayed down there about 4 days, and they didn't have no money when they went. Broke. Never did have no money.
How'd they get by?
Well, on the mercy of the world, just about it. So after about 4 days, Richard Dick, of course, he was the lead band leader. They was sitting around the hotel room. And he said, I'm going down to that recording studio and get hold of that manager if I can find him. And so I'm going to find out if he's brother in the Masons. If he is, I'm going to use some masonry on
There you
him.
go.
So he went down there, and sure enough it was. Well, he put this pitiful story to him, and he finally told him, he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. He said, if you go back and write some lyrics, them 2 songs or tunes, I'll let you record them. He said, well, I'll have to go back to the hotel and see if, you know, if they'll let us get our instruments out, you know, we'll have to do that. So he talked to the manager at the hotel, and he said, yeah, said if you'll keep it real quiet and not disturb the, you know, the other people there in the hotel, it'll be fine. He said by midnight they had half the hotel up there dancing. But then anyway, they recorded them 2 tunes, and they paid them, which a little less than $100, and they come home.
That was pretty big money in those days.
But while they're down there, another little story, fun thing happened. Uncle Jess had a handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
And he was proud of it. And he said, hotel room there, and he said, you know, I think he's staying there having a haircut with them electric clippers. They got some, that barber's got some down there in the bottom floor, ground floor there, and he said, I'm going there and get me a haircut. Well, they had pull pranks on each other, they always was. Or anybody else around them. And Uncle Frank or Miss Dick one slipped around and told the other and said, you know what, said, we talked that barber and cutting his mustache off while he's down here. He said, all right. So they went down and they talked that barber and said, now our brother's coming down here getting a haircut, and said, we want you to make a lick the clippers and zip them on half of his mustache off. He said, oh no, I said, he'll get mad. He said, oh yeah, he'll get mad. I said, we won't let him hurt you. So they talked that bar into doing that. Well, he made a mislick there, and he cut one side of the dog, and Uncle Jess come up from there fighting, throwing that apron, the thing he had over him, and he got home. Of course, he had to cut it all off, you know, because he done cut half of it off. He got home, and Aunt Matt, that's his wife, then she accused him of being out with another woman.
Oh.
Well, they had it round and round. She was pretty much a boss anyway around home.
Okay.
He took a beating over the mustache.
That's something. Yeah.
Now, how many people went? How many people was in the car going to Memphis?
Well, it was Uncle Frank, Mr. Dick, and Uncle Jess, and Al, Ad Lindsay. Now, Ad Lindsay is singing on one of them songs. I can't tell which one's which. Uncle Frank sings on one of them, and Ad's on the other. Now, Ad, he played the guitar, and he played with the Weems boys from time to time. I remember when he, you know. But him and Al, they recorded several tunes after the Weems boys did this. They recorded in Nashville for Victor. That's before his RCA Victor.
Yeah.
I know they had, I had 2 records of them, or 2 CDs that they made, but then Ed recorded some by himself even after that. I never did get any of them, but I had a couple of CDs, and I gave them to Johnny Cunder because he wanted them, and because his daddy, you know. And Al, he played the banjo. Of course, he had a harmonica and a hornet up here, and he played the harmonica and the banjo, and Ed sung, and they recorded Bo Weevil, Gunson's Old Ray Mew, and good old Turnip Greens, and I forgot what was on the other side of that one, but I had 2 of their recordings, but I can't remember what other song was on there.
Do you know if any of the original recordings of Davy and Greenback Dollar are still in existence?
Oh, you can get one from Columbia.
Well, I know, but I mean the original, like the disc.
Yeah, his grandson Bruce got one. That's how come R. Crumb and all these people wound up with this magazine.
Yeah.
Bruce,
Most people think of, well, most people, I guess, would think, you know, they went to Memphis to record, and they think of Sun Records. But this was before Sun Records.
Yeah.
This was,
and
I
see, Dr.
understand,
Wolf,
Columbia Records. Yeah.
Dr. Charles Wolf, he's the English professor. He did now taught at MTSU. I went up there twice. He got me to come up there, and he done about 15 books on early string music. He come out of the Ozarks, but they thought, see, Columbia, when they recorded that, but I'm going to Memphis, they thought they come out of the Ozarks. See, Jimmy Rogers and Carter family, they recorded in Bristol, I think.
Bristol early session.
Yeah, and they thought, you know, that they was come from the Ozarks, and they hunted for them for years and years. In 1973, Bruce, that's Mr. Dick's grandson, his youngest one, he's dead, died about 6 months, about a year ago, I guess. He wrote Columbia a letter and asked them if there's any way that he could get one of those records. And he told them he's his grandson and all that. And they said, yeah, they sent him one. And they wrote a nice letter. I read it. He still got it. Real nice letter, and said he's proud to find out where they actually come from. They hunted for them for years and years, wanted them to record more. Yeah. They thought they come out of the Ozarks. Huh. Well, Richard Nevins, New Jersey, he owns that. Yazoo Record Company.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
He sent me 2 or 3 recordings of early string music. But anyway, he got a hold of Bruce and Harold and come down here in 1973. And me and Mr. Dick recorded about, I think it was 6 songs, tunes. Parsons over here, the little old fella had a little old home recording thing upstairs in his house there.
Yeah.
And Jack, Weems, he was a real good friend of this guy over there, and he got us over there, and we made, I believe it was either 5 or 6 records.
Mm-hmm.
And they only give us one. But what it was, Mr. Dick had wrote about 4 songs or tunes, but he never wrote any words to them, just the music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, Scotty, I got a picture of him here. He played the fiddle a little bit. He wasn't that great, but he could fiddle a little.
Oh, those are pictures I hadn't seen.
I haven't seen
And
this.
that was him right here. And he had this recording studio, and his wife was kind of in the music business, and he got us over there to record them. She's going to write words to them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if she ever did or not. We got that one record, and it's on one of them. It's on that CD there. It's Billy in the Low Ground, and on the other side of it was Lonesome Widow.
Oh, hey.
And they gave us that one that night, but we recorded the 4 that he wrote, and I know we recorded Wild Bill Cheatham
Yeah.
on another one, and I don't remember what was on the other side of it.
This is him when he was, what, 18?
Yeah, I was about 17, 18, yeah.
And this
Where-
is
where-
Mr.
I
Dick.
played the old cello. I didn't bow it. I picked it though.
Yeah. Yeah. A
And I
lot of
played-
people do that.
Now this guitar here, Mr. Dick bought me that when I was 13-year-old up there at Tiller. That's a K guitar.
Old large top. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was 13-year-old, and by the time I got 14, I was playing in a band with them.
Do you know where they got their fiddles? Were they homemade fiddles or?
No. That fiddle that Mr. Dick's playing there, his daddy bought him that fiddle. No, that's the one that Al gave him there, because it's got a white peg on it. Al Cunder gave him that fiddle in 1942. It was unglued all over. He bought it where we lived there at Mr. Kent Sparks, and he glued the thing back together. Bruce's wife, well, Nick's got it now, Nick Weems. But his other fiddle, German Steiner, his daddy got him that when he was 9-year-old.
Oh.
Now he played, he learned his, that's him right here. Now he's playing that, that's one Dal gave him. Here you got a good picture of him.
Yeah.
He was laying right flat on his back. He's 7-year-old under the bed. His daddy kept his fiddle on the bed where he stored it, and he was laying there flat on his back. And he learned. He struck a tune on Mississippi Sawyer,
Oh, yeah. It's one of my
or
favorites.
Downfall in Paris. What some people call it, one,
Yeah.
some or other.
Yeah.
But he struck that tune and playing it, and his mother heard him, and he crawled out among that bed. And she let him get out among there that fiddle, and he played it around there. And he said, "Can I play it when they come home for dinner?" They was all out in the field working, you know. They farmed, and Grandpa Tom had a blacksmith shop too. And she said, "Yeah." I said, "After they eat dinner," said lunch, said, "You get the fiddle out for them." So they all eat lunch. She said, "Now I want to show you all something." She set him up in a chair, and he wasn't allowed to touch him fiddle. See, I mean, he was too young.
Yeah.
they was particular about their instruments, you know. She set him up in a chair, and he crawled up there, and he cut a loose on that song or tune, and from that day on, he could get the fiddle out anytime he wanted to and play it. So when he was 9, he bought him a German Steiner, and his granddaughter down at Camden, she's got it now. But it's pretty. It's tiger strap, you know, and maple tiger strap, or
Yeah.
we want to call the back of it, and all this pretty.
Yeah.
It's a smaller fiddle. It's not as loud as that one, but he liked that one better than he did the other one. But Al gave him that old fiddle there, and it was unglued all over, and it's got one white peg or screw on it, and the rest of them is.
Now you mentioned some of the tunes, and I'm familiar with most all of them that you mentioned.
Yeah.
We played a lot of them ourselves. What were some of their popular tunes of the day that they played for, like square
Oh
dance?
Lord, he could sit and play all night long and not ever play the same one twice.
What were some of the? Can you remember reading the names of some of the tunes?
Oh
you
yeah,
mentioned?
Leather Breeches, Texas
Oh, yeah.
Gallop, Buckhorn Hound and Barlow Blade,
Yeah.
Old Joe Clark, Bill Cheatham, Leather Breeches,
Yeah.
Old Hen She Cackled,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jump Jim Crow, Now there was a colored man that lived up there on Lick Creek above us. Every time he come down Patterson's store, which down below there, he'd have him play that, and that was the dancingest little feller I ever seen. He could jump red straight up and pop his heels together and not ever miss a lick. But he always had him play that Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now his all-time favorite was Billy in the Low Ground.
Oh yeah. I love
He
that.
played that in the fiddlers contest. I hated that. I played it with him, but in fact, it's on that CD. I had a record of it we made over there, but I didn't really hate it. But it wasn't one of my favorites. But he liked it. I like Bill Cheatham and Lonesome Witter, and
You got something here.
Yes, and I don't, this was given to me, but I haven't heard anything at all about it. But it was in with some other information I got. Are you familiar with this at all?
what I don't know what is it.
It's, and I don't know,
Yes, sir.
but I got it. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, that's the words on that.
Oh.
Davy.
That's part of Davy?
Yeah, that's Davy. Yeah, that's the words on Davy.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought it looked
Yeah.
Oh, so that's
Yeah.
part of.
yeah,
Oh,
that's the words
okay.
of it. Yeah.
That was
This is
that
part
was the
of-
flip side to that was the first record, Greenback
Right.
Dollar
And Davy, yeah, on the other
Well,
side.
here was, I
And
didn't
those
know,
are
this
the
is the part
words
of
to it.
Davy that I had heard, but I had never heard.
And bear in mind, this was the 1920s, so
I told you that.
right. This, this
So
today
that is
wouldn't
just
work
part of
today. Would be
Davy then.
politically incorrect, but this was 1920s, and that was different times.
Well, now they got the words wrong here. It said Davy, poor little Davy, down on the hillside. It's supposed to be down in the kitchen,
Down
cooking
in the
up
kitchen, cooking up
gravy. Yeah.
So this was the last part? This was... See, I thought the title was Hokey Cokey. when I
No,
looked
Davy,
at it.
Davy. That's the right title, but they got the words a little bit off here and down on the hillside. That's not in there. It's down in the kitchen. Yeah.
Now we know.
Well, it's this greenback dollar, and I don't remember where I got this, but it was
The
given
hill
to me.
down the holler, all I want's a greenback dollar. That became very.
Yeah, that's right.
And they wrote the words to that.
Both of
didn't
them.
they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Greenback Dollar became a very popular old time and even in the bluegrass.
Yeah. Some of them plays it now.
Oh yeah.
That John, what's his name that plays
John
it?
Hartford?
Yeah, he plays it
Yeah.
pretty often. Yeah. And they tell me over in Australia that Davy is real popular over there.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. I had.
I liked it really better than of
Yeah.
course, Bill. You have to blank out or leave the words off that one
Yeah.
problem.
Well,
But-
nobody
Well-
said anything to me when we
Yeah.
played over
But
here
he
at
gave,
Bicentennial.
he gave a friend.
I don't know if anybody noticed,
A
but I
good
did change
friend
the words
that.
to the last verse. And,
Yeah. You ever hear of MacDonald Craig?
oh yeah, we played with McDonald.
Well,